Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So let's to start. Today we discuss about the Angular interview question part 5. Okay, let's to start. What are the different type of binding available in Angular? The previous video I already discussed the how many binding are there in Angular. So today I discussed in details. Okay, so let's to start. Basically in Angular there are so many binding available in the development purpose. So first of all is property binding. What is property binding? Property means you can bind some property in the HTML tag under the HTML tag. So let's for example image src and image URL we can buy image URL is the basically is the model, right, that are declared in the component side, and we can just we just call in the HTML side. And the event, then the event binding. So what is the event? Event means some event, click event are there, right? So under the click event on upload, if we click on upload method or function, that basically in defined in the component side. So this is called the event binding. And another is the two-way binding. Two-way binding means the data model, ng model we are using for the two-way binding. That the name basically are defined in the component side, right? In the component side, if you have any kind of changes in in name, so that will be immediate effect to the component, or component any kind of changes, then immediate effect to the basically in template site, basically HTML site. Okay, and the another thing is the attribute binding. Okay, attribute binding means you know that the attribute are there in HTML attribute, the label, right? Label are the attribute, and basically the value, and basically so many attributes are there in HTML site. So if in the HTML site you can in binding value some model in the attribute, then we can call this attribute binding, right? And the another things is the class binding. You know that the CSS class, right? In specific manner we can also bind the CSS class. Okay, and another is the style binding. Style means the inline style. Okay, so if you are using the inline style in HTML site as the condition wise, we can say the blue color, red color look like this, so we can use the style binding. Okay, these are the basically the binding, total number of binding. This is the binding concept in our Angular application. Now let's do the what are the decorator in Angular. So you just say the decorator is a design pattern, nothing else. The decorator is a design pattern, basically that used to make the prior or modification to the class, service, filter, like this. Basically four type of decorator are there. Number one is class decorator, number two is the property decorator, number three is the method decorator, and number four is the parameter decorator. Okay, now let's do the what are the directive in Angular. Okay, so directive means basically the directive are the class that add the additional behavior to the element in your Angular application. This is basically the attachment behavior. So they need some attachment, means they need some template, the HTML part, to attach your application. That is called the directive. Basically we use three kind of directive in Angular. Number one is component directive, number two is the structural directive, number three is the attribute directive. We also discuss the three parted in next video. Okay, then next, thank Thanks, that's all for today. Thanks for watching for my YouTube channel.